Good Friday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And nothing like yesterday where we got topped off at 45 degrees. We had a lot of clouds around today. This shot taken earlier this afternoon where we did see some sunshine, and that allowed our temperatures to climb into the mid and some upper 30s around north central Washington. Beautiful shot here from our Sky-Fi tower camera on Jump Off Ridge. And of course, the hill and the mountain you see in the middle of your screen off to the left, that is the Wenatchee Heights area where we have our cross camera. We show you some great pictures there from the Wenatchee Valley as well. So all in all, some clouds mixed with sun tonight, but we could see some windy conditions develop. I don't think it will be all that bad here in the Wenatchee Valley, expecting maybe gusts up to 19 miles an hour overnight. The real strong winds will be down in the Columbia Basin, the Palouse, also down by the Tri-Cities. Spokane will see about 28 mile an hour wind gusts, and that's all ahead of a bigger storm system, and there are a couple of them moving our way by the weekend. And we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A former inmate in the Grant County Jail has been accused of supplying the heroin that caused another inmate's death. Governor Jay Inslee on Thursday laid out his $54.4 billion budget proposal, which would increase state spending more than 20% in the next biennium. And because of recent snow, Echo Ridge Nordic Ski Area, located 10 miles north of Chelan, officially opened today. But first, we begin tonight. A former employee at the Numerica Performing Arts Center in Wenatchee stole about $35,000 from the PAC over the past 3 years, said Executive Director Matt Cadman. He said the matter was turned over to Wenatchee Police on December 4th. The unidentified employee worked at the PAC for the past 3 years and improperly used the organization's credit card to take non-business purchases. That's according to Cadman. The charged amount, combined with the interest owed, totals about $56,000. The charges were discovered in October during a review of the books. Cadman said the PAC is cutting expenses and making arrangements to pay off the credit card debt. At the same time, a claim is being made with their insurance company, he said. He said it does not appear any donated funds were taken by that former employee. Well, a former inmate at the Grant County Jail has been accused of supplying the heroin that caused another inmate's death. 35-year-old Jordan D. Tebow of Moses Lake was returned to the jail Tuesday on a warrant for controlled substance homicide, possession and delivery of heroin, intimidating a witness, and being a prisoner in possession of drugs. 34-year-old Derek A. Batten was found unconscious in the jail dorm on August 11th and died the following morning. The coroner determined he died due to acute morphine intoxication, likely heroin. And according to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, 2 days after Batten's death, Tebow was reportedly caught selling drugs to another inmate. Jail officials believe Tebow brought the drugs, including heroin and sleeping pills, into the jail when he was booked on August 10th. Since Batten's death, the Sheriff's Office has purchased a full body scanner and a mail scanner. Governor Jay Inslee on Thursday laid out his $54.48 billion budget proposal, which would increase state spending more than 20% in the next biennium. He proposes spending more on mental health programs, an aggressive approach to combating climate change, more than $1 billion on protecting Pacific Sound orcas, and additional spending on K-12 education to meet requirements of the McCleary ruling. To pay for that, he wants a series of tax increases, including a capital gains tax. He also would raise the business and occupation tax on professional services. The Democratic governor said his tax increases would be mostly on the wealthy.
We recognize there is a need to pay for the McCleary decision. You know, we adopted the structure of the McCleary decision, but now it comes time to pay the bill. We've eaten the meal, now we got to pay the bill. And that $4 billion is one of the principal reasons that the state needs to generate some additional revenues. Number two, I think there's an increasing revulsion against the unfairness of our system. And I think people justifiably, who are hardworking people, think that if there have to be revenues, it shouldn't be on their shoulders. So none of the proposals that I've proposed falls directly on lower income people or even middle class people in their daily affairs. It falls on the top 1.5%. It falls on those who are fortunate enough to sell a home that's worth more than $1 million. It does pay for some of these culverts by an increase in the B&O tax for businesses. But those are businesses that don't pay any sales tax. We have an interesting situation where if you're in the business of selling shoes, you pay sales tax. If you're a lawyer like I used to be, you don't pay any sales tax. So I don't think that this is an unfair way to go about paying for a necessary thing that we have to do.
In proposing $1.1 billion to restore and protect orca populations, Inslee wants to spend $750,000 on a state task force that will study breaching the lower Snake River dams. Republican U.S. Representatives Dan Newhouse and Kathy McMorris Rogers were quick to criticize that idea. The people of Eastern Washington whose livelihoods depend on those dams should not be collateral damage for anyone's presidential ambitions, they say. They both said in a joint statement yesterday. State Senator John Braun, the ranking Republican on the Senate Budget Committee, called Inslee's budget an extreme spending spree and not a serious proposal. Well, because of recent snow, Nordic grooming operations have begun at Echo Ridge Nordic Ski Area, located 10 miles north of Chelan, and the ski area officially opened today. Skiers will encounter typical early season conditions with thin spots on some trail sections. All trailheads in the Echo Ridge Nordic Ski Area are plowed and open for parking. The trail system provides over 25 miles of trails for skate and classic skiing and 9 miles of snowshoe trails, primarily along open ridgetops with commanding views of the Lake Chelan Valley and surrounding mountain ranges. Today's opening is 8 days sooner than last year's opening day on December 22nd. Well, coming up next, twice this week, area law enforcement teamed up with students from the Eastmont and Wenatchee school districts to shop for presents at Hooked on Toys. The YMCA Student Care Program has been busy collecting toys at Cascade Elementary School in East Wenatchee. And coming soon to an East Wenatchee street near you, another roundabout. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back. In another news, twice this week, area law enforcement teamed up with students from Eastmont and Wenatchee school districts to shop for presents at Hooked on Toys. Wayne Loringer explains the Shop with the Cop program.
This is our 5th year. It's been a great program. I think the police are always very happy to do it. The schools are happy to do it, and I know that the people that fund it are happy to do it. So I think when we first started, it was at a time when the policemen were getting so much bad press that we thought it'd be kind of nice if they did something nice in the community where they got some good press for the things that they do. And I was hoping that maybe it would help some of the kids that actually need help and maybe need some interaction with policemen to realize that they're just there trying to help them. And that's why we did it. Yeah, we've got Chelan County Sheriffs, we've got the State Patrol. As you know, today we've got SWAT in here. We got Fish and Wildlife that come, you know, both city police. I mean, if there's any type of police presence, they're here. What we're looking for is children that maybe, not necessarily the poorest kids, but maybe some kids that needed some interaction with the police. We've had kids here where their parents have been arrested the night before. We've had kids here where they're so afraid to come in with the policeman that their parents come with them. You know, by the end of the hour, we've never had an issue with kids and policemen. But from the start, they're really apprehensive. The North Central Washington Foundation for Youth had the funds available, and they were active for like 22 years. We recently have blended that foundation into the Community Foundation, and now the Community Foundation handles the funds, but those funds should be ongoing for as long as we want to do this. Maybe these kids, as they grow up, will be happy to approach policemen as opposed to hide from policemen.
The YMCA Student Care Program has also been busy collecting toys at Cascade Elementary School in East Wenatchee. Program Director Brogan Foster gathered the kids together early this morning for Toy Pickup Day.
So let's Schwab Community Toy Drive with the YMCA. We have programs here at Cascade Elementary School and Grant Elementary School. We serve all of the elementary schools in Eastmont School District. We also have a program at Sunny Slope Elementary School and Wenatchee School District. This is school age, so kindergarten through 13 years old actually we serve here. Other schools are bused here, like Danny will have to leave for the bus any minute now to get to school, and then we'll dismiss them based on their bus times. They'll go straight to school and they'll come back here in the afternoon. We do crafts, we do STEM, we do Spark and Active games. We have staff-directed activities. We have a ton of stuff going on here Monday through Friday, and we even serve days off of school. So next week during Christmas break, these kiddos will be with us all day.
Holy cow, it's a box just keeps giving.
I know, right? Here at the Y, we are all about the community, all about serving those who are a little less fortunate than some, and we just want to give everything, all of this box, anybody who needs it, so we're very thankful to be a part of this.
Okay, I want you guys to tell me, are you excited about Christmas?
Are you excited about Christmas?
I can't hear you. Are you excited about Christmas?
Yeah!
The Les Schwab Community Toy Drive wraps up with collection events at Hooked on Toys tonight until 7 o'clock and then again tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Well, coming soon to an East Wenatchee street near you, another roundabout. At the regular meeting Tuesday night, the East Wenatchee City Council authorized Mayor Steve Lacey to sign an agreement to build a two-lane roundabout at the intersection of Highline Drive and 3rd Street Northeast. Project managers say the intersection's configuration and high traffic volume have led to delays and crashes. The city received a $743,750 grant to construct the new roundabout. A traffic light was also considered for that intersection, but officials say it would not be as cost-effective as a roundabout. This will be East Wenatchee's third roundabout, which includes roundabouts between the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Senator George Seller Bridge and on Highline Drive near Safeway. Confluence Health will be building a 3-level parking structure at Central Washington Hospital that will add 500 parking spaces to the Wenatchee facility. Construction on the parking garage will begin in March and take about 6 to 9 months to complete. CEO Dr. Peter Rutherford said the garage will serve a foundational need, adding that Confluence has listened to its neighbors, patients, and staff about the need for more parking at the hospital. You're watching the NCWLife Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLife Evening News. Stay with us.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. In tonight's features story, we continue our look at a series of anti-bullying films created by area students. With the help of New York filmmaker Mike Fierstein, the videos are part of the Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully project. Tonight, a film from the students at Ncwlife Middle School.
Oh, sorry. Why was it my business? You know, at my old school, I just hacked the girl's phone, made her look bad on Snapchat and Instagram.
I mean, I don't know if I want to do that. We used to be best friends.
Yeah, used to be. Hey, what's up? Oh, Whoa, I didn't say steal it. You're crazy. I can't believe you did it.
Oh, I lost my phone today and I'm like freaking out about it because I haven't seen it all day.
Don't worry about it. You'll find it.
My life is on that phone.
Chill, we'll find it.
Sure, what about streaks?
It'll be
Streaks
fine.
are like everywhere.
Hey, Jayla. Brittany's been looking for her phone. Any idea?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I know what happened between you.
You don't know me.
I know that you took the phone.
Why? I didn't mean to. Melissa told me to grab it so I could make it look bad. And I grabbed it. I don't know. I was just messing around.
You do you, not what Melissa wants. If you don't tell her, I'm gonna have to.
What are you, some kind of snitch?
No. I'm trying to help.
I don't want your help.
Then help yourself.
Fine.
What do you want?
Listen, we used to be really good friends. Remember Denny's last year?
With the straws and ketchup? Yeah, so?
I just want to know why you left me hanging.
We got into different things. I don't know. Aren't you friends with Melissa anyways?
Well, yeah, but she's kind of fake.
Nice. Good luck with that. Look, I gotta get going. What do you even want? So, how'd it go? Do you want to?
It went bad. I mean, I tried talking to
And first, a correction before we get to your North Central Washington weather forecast. That anti-bullying film was made by students at Ncwlife High School and not Ncwlife Middle School. Nice job to the high school students there. Let's take a look outside our weather window, and this is what we saw this afternoon. Taking a look off from Jump Off Ridge in our Sky-Fi Tower camera, you can see the Columbia River and the Wenatchee Valley in the middle of your screen. We did see a mix of clouds and sun, at least mid-afternoon today. A lot of clouds this morning, and that kind of kept our temperature down a bit, although we were still above normal today. 37 is our high, 32 is where we should be. 34 is where we started though, so we didn't climb all that much today. 23 is our normal low temperature. 58 our record high in 1979. 6 degrees our record low, and that was in 1972. No new precipitation the past 24 hours. Sunrise 7:42 this morning and set this afternoon at 4:11. Let's get this surface loop in motion. Keep in mind, before we talk about Saturday, we could see some winds tonight. Winds all over western Washington, downed power lines, power out there. So some wind tonight ahead of this storm. 5 o'clock tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day on Saturday. It won't be too bad, but by midnight, storm number 1 moves in on us. We'll see a 70% chance of, I think, mainly snow showers Saturday night. It will turn more to rain as we move along, and you can see by Sunday, we are talking about an all-day rain event. An 80% chance of rain here in the entire state of Washington, down through Oregon, Northern California. By Sunday at 4 p.m., once again, it will be a wet one. Let's move ahead to about 10 o'clock now on Monday, and that's storm number 2. So a bit of a break during the day on Monday with partly cloudy skies, and then a 60% chance of rain by Monday night. This is where things get interesting on Tuesday. We talked about this earlier in the week. Heavy amounts of rain are possible in parts of Washington. An all-day rain event once again on Tuesday. We could see some lowland flooding around central and eastern Washington if that happens. And it'll still be raining, folks, at about 10 o'clock on Tuesday night. A 70% chance, maybe mixed with a few snow flurries as well. And we're going to continue with that wet weather pattern. A 50% chance for off and on showers on Wednesday next week. This is midday, and it's just going to continue past Wednesday into the next weekend as well. Let's take a look at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to 30, and then a lot of wet weather from Saturday all the way through Tuesday. A lot of these showers will be late in the day, especially Saturday and on Monday. All day rain for Sunday and all day rain for Tuesday. And we warm up too, so you can see why this is a rain event. Mostly cloudy by Wednesday next week, and 44, 45 your high temperature next Thursday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstom and more as the Ncwlife Evening News continues right after this.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy finally Friday to you. Prep basketball schedule got underway for the weekend a little early last night with a double dip in Kashmir on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. The Bulldogs from the south able to take care of the Bulldogs from the north. Kashmir girls winning 82-21. Boys game Donnybrook. Teams combined for 177 points. Kashmir victorious make that 93-84. Coming up tonight on the prep basketball schedule, first on the girls' side, we'll have Davis and Wenatchee right here live on the Ncwlife channel. Pregame on tonight, 5:30, so we're coming up in just a little bit. Also tonight, Eastmont plays the West Valley, while Omak hosts Cascade at 5:45. At 6, Chelan hosting Brewster. Manson's on the road at Liberty Bell, and the Shockers are in Soap Lake. Boys basketball schedule looks very similar, just different time frames. It's a 7:15 time for Cascade at Omak. Chelan and Brewster are playing a retro night game at the old Chelan Community Gym at 7:30. That's the same time for our second game of the doubleheader tonight. NCW Life Channel will feature Wenatchee and Davis at Wenatchee High. Eastmont plays at West Valley. Liberty Bell hosts Manson. Waterville Mansfield is at Soap Lake. Turning back to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard on the wrestling mats last night in Omak. It was the Pioneers beating Chelan 48-37. Cascade topped Okanagan 54-21. Chelan took care of Okanagan 42-24, and it was Cascade downing Omak 46-26. Coming up on the mats today and tomorrow in preparation of tomorrow's Cashmere Invite. A couple of West Side teams in the neighborhood tonight. Hoquiam wrestles at Cashmere at 6 o'clock, then heads up the valley to take on Cascade at 7. Kodiaks, meanwhile, are wrestling against Mount Baker at 6. Then the Mountaineers will head down Highway 2, wave at the Hoquiam bus on their way by as they head to Cashmere at 7. The Bulldogs will host the 17-team Cashmere Invite tomorrow morning starting at 10 o'clock. Eastmont on the road at the South Kitsap for the Hammerhead Invite. That's today and tomorrow, starting tomorrow at 9. Wenatchee's in Yakima tomorrow for the Ike Classic, also starting at 9 o'clock. Les Schwab Prep bowling scoreboard from yesterday. Eastmont traveled to Sunnyside, blanked the Grizzlies 4-zip. High scorers for the Wildcats, Sky Wilson 236, Dalen Thomas with a 213. Alicia Hastings rolled a 202. Samantha Heist chipped in a 185 and 170. Wenatchee swept its first double-duel swim meet of the season in boys swimming and diving yesterday. The Panthers beat Davis 144-30 and Ike 143-42. On the high school girls basketball schedule coming up tomorrow, Antioch hosts Riverside Christian at noon. Wenatchee plays at Sunnyside against a very tough Grizzlies team at 5:45. Eastmont will host Moses Lake tomorrow night at 5:45. We'll have that live here on the NCW Life Channel with a pregame at 5:30. Boys basketball tomorrow. It is Riverside Christian and Antioch tipping it up at 1:30. Sunnyside hosts Wenatchee at 7:30 live on the NCW Life Channel. Moses Lake and Eastmont in a boys game at 7:30. The Wenatchee Wild host the Salmon Arms Silverbacks in BCHL hockey tonight at the Town Toyota Center. Wild on an 8-game winning streak that began in Salmon Arm in mid-November. Silverbacks are currently 5th in the Interior Division, while Wenatchee's 1st. Voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker, warns that Wenatchee better not sleep on tonight's opponent.
Certainly it would be foolish to overlook Salmon Arm. They've come into this building last year, beat us a couple times. I mean, as hard as it is to win here, Salmon Arm's the team that did it. You know, we beat Penticton all 3 times here last year, but Salmon Arm came in and beat us twice. Merritt beat us here.
Yeah, go figure.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But, you know, on paper, it should be one way. But you know what? They don't play games on paper. They never have. I've looked. They don't play them on paper. They play them out there on that ice sheet. And, you know, if the guys don't show up ready, then, you know, it'll be a rough night.
Tonight, also a very special promotion where fans are actually encouraged to throw things on the ice.
You know, everybody does it across the league and across junior hockey, across both countries. I mean, it's a huge annual event for everyone. But man, I tell you, it's a lot of fun. We love it, you know, and it's such a spectacle watching them bears go flying. And it's funny, it's not just bears. I mean, people throw Angry Birds and whatever else they can get their hands on, and yeah, and it's just a lot of fun. So when the Wild score their first goal, for those that don't know, what happens is, so Fred Meyer sponsors this event, by the way, and fans come, they bring a stuffed animal, and then when the Wild score their first goal, then they're free to chuck them over the glass onto the ice, and it's one of the only times in the year that you get to throw things on the ice.
It's called the Teddy Bear Toss. Puck drops tonight at 7:05. Eastern Washington Eagles are in the FCS 1AA semifinals tomorrow at Roos Field. They'll face Maine, the Black Bears, at 11 o'clock. That's on ESPN2. Seattle Seahawks travel to Santa Clara, California Sunday to take on the 49ers. 1:05 kickoff on Fox. A win would clinch a playoff spot for the Hawks. Go Hawks. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.